Hey, it's prime. We're 3 balls in, then we 3 balls out. We all up on your screens like it's prime time's route. Mighty gets a score, and and PJ start to scout. Your rhyme's really trash. What do you think he's damn fouls? TBI the show, so buckle down, sit back. And Jay we trust, cause he's the leader of the pack. It's prime, Jewball.
This is TBI 3 balls in. I am PJ. It's alongside Dave and Logan. We're live in Logan's living room. Thanks so much for hosting this week. We thought last week's show was great with all of us together. But before we go into the pleasantries, I want to get something off my chest. A few months ago, I started speaking out against leagues in the chat. And I think some people, thought, all right, what's PJ's talking about? Why does he care so much about what's going on with the draft and all those things? And I'll be honest with you, when I first started speaking up, I was really not doing it for anyone. I was doing it for everybody, not for me. That's the
man of the people, if you will.
I tried to be the man of the people, at least. And I did it, and I understand it upset a few people. I understand that people got annoyed, and people were like, all right, PJ's is going on and on. But the truth is, I really did it for other people because I knew there were going to be people upset and offended. I didn't even know I was going to play this year, guys. I honestly did not even know I was going to play this year after what happened last year, and then, some personal things as well. I really didn't think I was going to play, or I'd play that much. The fact that I am playing is great, the fact that I'm back. But if we're supposed to be progressing and getting better, how the hell do we not get a team fielded this past Sunday? Like, that just makes no sense to me. And then I started thinking about it. And I started thinking about, like, okay, Yaron is going outside of Jewball to get people. Like, that makes no sense to me. Like, you're going outside. We were just talking about this last week. You're going outside of Jewball to recruit because you've got guys, listen, Sting, obviously we hope you're feeling better. We love you, man. But, like, guys are getting sick. And I get it. Like, people can't play, fine. But, like, you're going outside of Jewball? Like, there is talent in Jewball. Guys, we need a freaking bench on every team. There's talent in Jewball. You're telling me you couldn't call up Whiskey, you couldn't call up Maor, you couldn't call up Rook, you couldn't call up yourself or Davo, you couldn't call up myself, you couldn't call up anyone else on our teams? Like, we have so much players on the league this year. You're telling me there's nobody else you can call up to get to play on Sunday? That you got to go outside of Jewball? This is just asinine and ridiculous that you would do that. I just don't get it. And then they didn't even have a team in the end. You got to cancel a game. We've never done that in all these years.
Postpone.
Whatever ended up happening to that game, the point is, this is not progressing or getting better. This is getting worse. And it just makes no sense to me. I'm standing outside in the field in 37 degrees weather, freezing my butt off at a game that I played 30% of the game. And I'm not complaining that I didn't play in 70% of the game. I'm just upset the fact that maybe there's a game I could have played the whole game in if there was an option to, but apparently there isn't. So we haven't progressed. Guys, we play Jewball football because we have long weeks. We have personal lives in which they're stressed, and we get to play on Sunday with our friends and get it out. That's why Jewball was created. Now it's a group of exclusivity. Like, if you're not in a certain group, you can't play. Like, that just doesn't make any sense to me. All right, Davo, what's your thoughts? Am I crazy?
Yeah, but not as much as you think. It's in the fact that, like,
by the way, I'm super fired up, by the way.
What essentially you're saying is that there should just be no bench. We should just get rid of team bench. We should have team bench actually that anyone can pick up at any time.
Yeah, that is what I'm saying.
But then you're excluding everyone. So you're saying about this group of exclusivity, and then you're excluding everyone. But maybe there's a chance you play.
Yeah, but
guys, this is crazy. Stop for a second. Like, think about what you're saying. So we had a draft. We made teams. And you telling me that you want some guys who are drafted by a different team to play for Lionhearts? That was your solution?
It wasn't a real draft. It was an anonymous draft in which we all kind of can figure out who got drafted where, but it was an anonymous draft in which we didn't know who would happen.
Okay, but like, you're on that team now, right? Like, people are on teams. You have set teams.
Yeah.
I understand if you're going to grab someone who's not drafted, but you have set teams. So, like, it sounds like either you're saying you want people from other teams to play on Lionhearts, which, by the way, then defeats the purpose of having teams, or it sounds like you're not thrilled that you didn't get so much playing time. Like,
listen, what about Red Sunday? Red Sunday, they were picking everybody off the field Red Sunday.
But, like, we admitted Red Sunday was a mistake. Like, I think this idea of, like, Jewball being inclusive.
So going outside of Jewball to get people is okay? That was okay?
At a minimum, you talking about free agents as opposed to, like, people who are on teams.
Or people who actually want to play football who can't play football? I mean, come on, Logan.
No. Look, Jewball, I agree, is about inclusivity. Leagues is a completely different story. Leagues is something about
But this past Sunday was an anomaly where you could have made it more inclusive.
But the
Sorry, you're making
league
your
doesn't
point.
need to be inclusive.
Why not?
The best analogy I can think of is that Jewball is intramurals and league weeks are varsity sports.
Are you really making this argument?
Yes, because
Well,
at the end,
are you really making this argument? We spoke about this pre-show.
I know, but
No. This is offensive.
no, it's
Logan.
not.
Yes, it is
Stop it.
offensive.
We're all big boys here. Come on, we're all
Logan?
big boys here.
You know what? I am a big boy, but this is stupid.
No, it's not. Oh, look, but why? Because
I'm just gonna edit the stupid argument. I told you before the show.
Done.
Seriously, I'm done.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, come back.
dude,
I'm done.
PJs.
oh my God.
Oh well, I guess now look, we're 3 balls in, and now we're just 1. So I'm gonna move over here. Well, I don't know what the hell just happened. Anyone want to come back? Just me? All right. I guess we'll talk about game 1. Wasn't there, don't know. Roll Tide rolled over Bop. Might as well get into game 2. So we'll start with game 2 here. We had Fight versus Yaron, Lionhearts versus Top Gun, except Top Guns had like all the players and Lionhearts had none. Maybe we could have used some bench players. Oh, thank God someone's back. Jesus, that was bad. So Logan, you want to talk about game 2?
No, I don't. It was terrible.
Well, Mighty had a great game.
Oh, yeah, that's true. We can talk about Mighty. Talk about 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, Mighty doing mighty things.
And Fight had a great running game.
Look, 2 running touchdowns. You got to give credit to Munch and Singer, who are our version of the Bash Brothers. But yeah, no joke. It was, I guess maybe in a windy game, you got to run the ball a lot. You do what you got to do, but Yaron pulled out a good victory. And again, that really all on the shoulders of Mighty, which, not that we haven't seen it in a while, but it almost felt like Mighty was back to vintage Mighty, which is probably even before I started playing. But
I think Mighty's had a rebirth. I'm pretty sure he's tied for league touchdowns, total touchdowns with 10 with Scoot. Most touchdowns per games. Singer always calls him touchdown leader. He's just been incredible.
yeah, it's been a great season. It's probably his Peloton workout regimen. That's what I would guess.
Mighty's going to go for MVP. He's going for touchdown leader, number 1 on the power rankings, maybe.
No, I assume he'll drop the power rankings due to his game. But you know what? Until PJs gets back, maybe we cut to Biggie's hug of the week, and then we regroup.
I think Biggie should have seen this to give Peaches the hug before. But let's see what you got, Biggie. Off to you.
Happy Thanksgiving, Jewball Nation. It's my favorite holiday of the year. We get to eat and watch football and play football and give thanks to Jewball. This week's hug of the week goes to the Lionhearts, our walking wounded. They need a hug from all the illness and injury that they've gone through. Lionhearts, buck up, guys. You'll be better very soon. Happy Thanksgiving.
Well, I think you nailed it once again. Great job with that, E.
Always fantastic.
Much needed. Definitely much needed.
PJs, you want to come back? 5 minutes. Be a man. Come on. We could be civil here, guys. Okay.
Finally getting some playing time.
Oh, sit back on the bench, also known as the couch.
I'm doing this just to be professional, but whatever. All right.
Well, it's in your contract, so
you shut up.
Okay, let's get into game 1. We actually had a league game that happened with teams and benches there. Roll Tide versus Bop. We sat here arguing last week. I'm not here back where if Gronk should QB or not. He did, and it might not have been the right choice for Bop. So should we get into it?
Yeah, listen, obviously Gronk didn't have his best. It was one of the worst I think I've seen of Gronk. Part of it's weather, part of it's, you can see that it was the line of legs and open were in on his face a lot. Open legs definitely were doing their job. Clearing path to get to Gronk, and they just didn't have answers. That's it. We just didn't have answers. I don't think it's a knock on anyone on Bop. I think Bop played as, Bop had opportunities. Steve-O had a few drop picks, but he played some good defense. Zin was really just Zin and Dax were difference makers. Cirilli and Morty. It was tough. It was a tough game to watch. It's a tough game to be there for. I think ultimately you had a really, the Roll Tide are a really good team. They showed it in game one where they didn't have, they had fight, even though they lost, they had fight in that game. So I can't take anything.
Fights on Top Guns.
Personally, I felt like, Bob came in with a little bit of an inflated ego. No offense to the team. I think things will be different next time they play. Solo will be there. Prey will be there.
I was gonna say we should also highlight the fact that
You're
their
not
two
interrupting.
best defenders. Stop it!
No, I'm
Their
serious.
two best defenders were not there, right? Like we do need, and again, that's not a knock on anybody, but Prey and Solo, your captain and your first pick of the draft not being there puts you behind the 8 ball right away.
Yeah, but Prey's not going to be there. Let's be real. He's not coming back, and if he does come back, he can't play defense. He's not.
Okay, so but even so putting that aside, let's say Gronk's even a wash. We're missing Solo also, which is a big knock.
So yeah, I'll tell you like this. Bob played semi-decent. They played good defense and all. Look, they picked up Dax 3 times. They held him to 20 points. It was a rough day to throw the ball. It was windy. It was cold. He's got tremendous receivers. Zin, maybe best in the league. Morty Dax, Baby Dax, Dax with an X, whatever you want to call him.
Waldo.
Waldo. Even Ernie, people sleep on Ernie. Off the tight end legs. I mean, they have weapons, and they don't even have stats. He's maybe coming back. They're a good team. They held him to 20 points. They just couldn't move the ball. They got that one touchdown late, I think. And that's just what happens. Listen, I think they came in big, but like you said, missing Solo definitely changes the game. Solo is not just the number one pick. Number one first round pick. He's a game changer. He destroys on the line. He destroys on the. He gives you a lot of time on the offensive line, and he creates havoc wherever he is, and people have attention to him. So it's a big loss. I'm not gonna lie, but that's why leagues. That's why you have bench. Players got to step up, and Bob didn't step up.
Yeah, Bob had a bad week. I think, there's nothing you can say about it. They'll regroup. They'll get better. That's it. You still got to learn the team. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Look, you got another revenge game against them coming up later in the season.
It will be a different game. Different. I probably won't be there, but it'll be a different game. All right. Let's move on to
our next guest.
Our first guest, right?
And bringing onto the show the first rookie of the season, the one, not the only Dax, the X Factor.
What's going on, man? Welcome.
Thank you guys so much. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
honor and a pleasure.
What are your first impressions now that you've seen some league weeks? You've seen regular Jewball. Well, what are your impressions now? Is it everything you hoped it to be, or is it? Should I say, is it living up to expectations?
I mean, coming in, I didn't really know what to expect. It was definitely like a culture shock, from the chat being like 500 messages a day, to not knowing what's going on, a million nicknames, just talking to a few people about it. I couldn't really get like a grasp on like what I was getting myself into. But it's been like super cool, like slowly getting to know everybody and like what Jewball is all about. And obviously, like at first, like I was just down to play football, but now it's like starting to really understand like what this is, and it's really cool. Like I'm really enjoying it so far. Really.
You definitely hit the head of the nail with saying the culture of Jewball is great. Talk to us about your last league game, just leagues in general. How you feeling? How's it going? Roll Tide, obviously, with a big win. You had a great game. Give us a little walkthrough on your game plan going in.
For sure. I mean, despite like popular belief, we've actually put a lot of thought into like these games. I speak to my brother all the time about this, even though we're not so active on the chat. it's funny, like with the chat, it used to be like, wake up in the morning, say Mo Dani, clear the chat, because there's so many messages. And now it's like I'm like starting to like pick up what's going on and like keep tabs on people. Like it's been kind of fun in that sense. But in regards to like leagues, I think we're doing great. The draft was I think we nailed it. I think it was a great draft. I think this past league game was awesome. Just getting the chemistry down with the new players and everybody just as like a team, and also getting a better understanding of how Jewball plays football. It's very different, obviously with sevens, it's a little bit different in that sense. Also the physicality of the game, extremely different, not something that I'm so used to, but we're definitely picking that stuff up. And, it's all uphill from here. Like there's really like, once we already figured that out, we figured out, what Jewball is about. We didn't really know the first game exactly how, everybody plays. We're also starting to like build chemistry with every person. And with Swirly just like understands, like he picks his stuff up right away. So being able to like pick apart the zones and now starting to understand how to use these new players that he's playing with, like with Zin and everybody else on the team, it's going to be awesome. Like I'm super pumped about everything. I mean, just the chemistry, like I don't know if you saw that the few plays with him and Zin, like that clicked already, and applying that to the knowledge that that he's gaining with like how to play the sevens and everything like that, it's going to be sick.
Game on the line, 4th down, chance to win the game. Does Swirly throw to you or to Zin?
Oh, he throws to me, 10 out of 10 for sure. It's not even a question. No knock on Zin. That's just the facts. That's just what he's gonna do. We've been playing together forever, for sure he's gonna throw it to me, 100%.
And when he throws it to Zin, what are you gonna do? Because then you'd be like, "What the hell, man?"
Yeah, I'll probably say that to him on the sideline for sure. Yeah.
Defenses, you hear that? Defenses, 10 out of 10 times going to his brother. I love it.
Yeah. Many feel Top Guns is the best team in the league. Even though they lost their first game to Bob.
Such a pop.
Many people think that they're the team to beat. They're the best draft night. That's the opinion of I think our panel and the opinion of others. You guys are probably going to your next matchup with them with momentum, both 1-1. What do you think of that team?
We're technically 0-1, but
right. Oh, I'm not scared of them at all. To be honest, and not to be like cocky or anything like that. Like those like names don't scare me. I respect everybody. I respect the talent. I just think I just think our team is incredible, and I think I'm just super confident. Like I'm not worried at all. I love our team, and I think it just like grows from here. There's really it's very scary with the talent that we have, and with I in my opinion, the best quarterback in Jewball. Again, like it's not like a knock on anybody. That's how I feel. Unbiased opinion, obviously, but yeah, I'm not nervous about anybody. I think our team is incredible, and again, like we're just starting to put the pieces together. We're starting to understand like how to use each person. Get that chemistry, and then applying that to the teams that we play and the way that these games have been played. So those things are falling into place, and it's scary to watch it unfold. It's going to be awesome. I'm not nervous.
I love it. I love like the youth, if you will, of being a rook. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just being super excited. Every game's exciting. You got rainbows and ponies and stuff like that. It's great. No, I love it.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. No, I think they're great. I think they're great. I don't underestimate them at all, obviously, but I have a lot of confidence in my team.
No, I get that. I'm more laughing at PJ's. You'll have to excuse him. He got his panties in a knot about something, and he's not thrilled about it. But no, it wasn't.
He was a little bit upset about that
PJ,
call.
what's
That was
going
a
on?
touchdown. That wasn't a touchdown. That was.
Oh, you're upset about
That's
that?
a tough. That's a tough. Zalman and I, Ernie went back and forth. Ernie and I went back and forth on it. It's a tough one. There's been a lot of calls that have been made where guys should have scored touchdowns. They were called off. I feel like that's exactly what happened to Ernie, where I think I just got my hand in there close enough to where it made it seem like he never had possession, but it's hard to know because such a bang bang. Like I watched that replay 10 times to try to figure it out. And of course, if you're on Bop's side, you're like, oh yeah, of course it's incomplete because you don't want to give him a touchdown. But then if you're like Prime, who's a receiver, who's like, well, no, I want the benefit of that call. You're kind of like, all right, well, I'll defend my team, but really I know that I want that to be a catch. It's tough. What were your thoughts on the play?
I mean, first thing I want to clear this up for your sake. You look really rattled from this, and I just, I want you to have that clarity on, I hate to see you like this, but I don't know, my and I care about you, brother. No, my thoughts, honestly, like me personally, I don't really get involved with these things. The he said, she said, like things in the game. I was yelling 3 balls in the entire time when that was going on. I don't like to get involved. The only thing that I could say is that, and I was talking to Sterling about this after the game, that when it comes playoff time, I don't know how it works, but that's going to be an issue, when these high intensity games where it comes, big plays come down to like these, he said, to me personally, like, I didn't really care about what anybody said in the field, like at that time, because we're going to say it's a catch. They're going to say it's not a catch. I was just listening to somebody in the sideline, and like whatever that person said, I'm just going to go with, and I don't really care, like that's it. Like that's how I was going to view it. But I don't know what the rules are. I don't know if you're going to, I just know if it's up to somebody making calls, it's for sure going to get super dicey in these big games,
So off the record, was it a catch? I mean, at this point, it doesn't matter. You guys won already.
You want the actual honest answer? You want to be honest? I didn't really care because I was like, we're about to score anyways. So like, let's just go.
Well,
let's wrap this up.
Well, you benefited the stat by him getting called off. So
yeah, exactly. I was like, let's go. Not a catch. Just throw me that curl,
10 out of 10.
Listen, like again, like just confident in the team, like, okay, so it's not a catch, we'll score right now. Like that's my personal thing. But when it comes down to actual rules and trying to run a game, like I'm sure that's something that needs to be discussed, but yeah, my initial thought was just like, whatever, man, if it's not a catch,
we'll run it back.
But yeah, I don't know if it was a catch. I didn't really see it, to be honest.
I hear that.
Yeah.
Well, Morty, it was great having you. We hope that
that's it.
in the
All right,
future.
thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
And many good things to come. We hope to see you Tuesday night, tonight, I guess, right? And Thursday. We hope you can make it to the Turkey Bowl. Don't forget to sign up. Link above.
Okay, sounds good. All right, guys. Thanks.
Have a
You're good, brother. Thanks for coming.
Okay.
All right, have a good one. Thanks.
Great interview. I thought it was tremendous.
Yeah.
But we talked about something with him, and I want to just talk about it now. We brought up the earning play. And what I heard from afterwards from a couple of people is that because it was so controversial that we went to the instant replay because it was on the other side of the field and there was no sideline there. And I don't think we've ever actually really done it. And especially in a crucial point, we went to the phone, we went to the instant replay. Now, it's not the NFL. We don't have 9,000 angles. You can't pause, freeze frame, skip frame, zoom. And I saw the play on the video. I still couldn't tell. Maybe it was a catch, maybe it wasn't. Depends on exactly where you freeze frame it. PJs, you were there. Not only were you there, you were in the play. You made the play. What is your take, not on the play, but on instant replay?
Yeah, listen, Bob is obviously going to see this episode, and they're going to be a little bit upset with me. So I really don't care if that's the case. I have my reasons, I have my feelings, but Goldberg made an interesting point, and that was, if your precedent is that you don't go to replay and then you do go to replay, it's not really fair. And I kind of hear that in a way, in the sense that, you want the right call made. Two teams arguing, but if you, why don't we just redo the down? Why are we going to replay? Because replay, again, if we're going to trust replay, then let's trust it. But if we set a precedent, we've not trusted replay. I mean, there have been times in games where I've taken video and where I've heard Jordan say, "No, we don't go to replay." I've heard him say it straight up: "We don't go to replay." You can use the replay just to, afterwards, just to look at it and be like, "Oh yeah, I got the call right," or you can be like, "Okay, we got the call wrong." But it's not necessarily meant for replay. So again, I appreciate Jordan trying to make the right call there because it was hard to see, but at the same time, just redo it down. Like there's no reason to have a controversy over it. Again, that's a precedent. I personally think replay is a good thing. That's just me. I'm sometimes the guy taking video because I try to be a nice guy. I see how that has really paid off so well for me, evidently. But yeah, I mean that's my take.
Logan.
I mean, I don't think we ever go to replay. It's just not our thing. I don't know why they went to replay, especially. And then the moment they saw replay, and as soon as it wasn't clear on the replay, then like we should have just forgotten about the replay because it's not clear on the replay. I've watched it like 10 times. It's not clear. Play better defense, PJs. No, I don't know. It's bang bang, but I definitely don't think we ever go to replay. It's silly. We don't have good angles.
You know, I'm really holding myself.
I know you are. You're holding yourself tight.
I don't know why you'd be such a dick.
I don't mean. I'm just poking the bear. It's fun. Poking the bear.
F you, Logan.
You wish. But anyway, yeah, no, I think we should never go to replay. I don't know why we did. I don't think that. I think the intent of wanting to get the call right, like heart's in the right place. But the fact of the matter is, like, we never do it. I don't know. Like, it'd be like if we asked like the old man game to make a call. Like they're not it's just not what we do. So yeah, so I'm anti replay unless there's some consistent way to get good replay every single game, every single play, which there isn't. So I know Beast is like jumping somewhere screaming about a drone idea that he's been talking about for years, which he should get credit for. But no, I'm anti-replay. Devo? Depends.
Well, I'm on the fence. I don't think we need replay. Honestly, I think people should just be man enough to make a call, not make a call. If you don't understand, if you don't feel that you're making the right call or you don't think that you're making the right call, don't make the call. Jewball.
But what do we do in that situation, right? Like both sides.
Why are you cutting him off?
You just
let him finish. Jeez.
You just redo the doubt. That's how it's always been. Because listen, their side's always going to say one thing and your side's always going to say the other thing because that's beneficial to you. And, a couple of weeks ago, the same thing happened to me. The sideline ended up making the call. And my biggest issue with the whole thing is that Jordan said that no catch is a call, but catch cannot be a call. And that might have been the stupidest thing I've ever heard. You can literally challenge in the NFL and it says the ruling on the field is overturned. The player did catch the ball. They literally say that catch is a call. So that's just my take. That was me getting something off my chest, but I feel like so tame next to these two guys right here.
Have we gotten further from the count? Like, has the count grown? Is there like more space?
Don't worry
now?
about it. Next week, you guys won't have me, so it's okay.
What do you mean? You're hosting?
Yeah. Not happening.
Well,
are you benching yourself from your own show?
that'd be unbelievable. Can we still use your Zoom? Is that okay? Well,
this has been,
unfortunately, Big E already gave his hug of the week. Maybe he could have, had he seen this, who knows? Maybe his big hug would have been different.
this.
Bye, guys.
No, not again.
This is the first week that I haven't had a drink on the show in the last couple of weeks, and like I think I need a drink now.
Peach, he's in my house. He's not gonna know where he's going.
You're gonna walk in on the wrong Ari.
Right, that's true. That's fair.
Well, this has been a very interesting episode. I hope you really watch next week, because I don't know what the hell's going on. But just remember, Logan, what are we?
3 balls in.
And now we're 3 balls in. I mean, 3 balls out. Damn it.
We're actually 2 balls out, 1 ball hanging.
We're 2 balls in and 1 ball out.
That's fair. That's still not a catch. All right, guys. Have a good one.
Take care.
We're 3 balls in and we 3 balls out. We all up on your screens like it's prime time's route. Mighty gets a score. Oh, and PJ start to scout.